Hello everyone, and welcome to Rock Studios. I'm Stan Miller, I'm PR and Analyst Relations Manager for Rockwell Automation in the EMEA region. And I'm joined today by Tiago Bojan. He is Director of Multivista Oman. Tiago, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much, Stan. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Right. So today, we're here to talk a little bit about driving sustainability in the process industries, tech trends, technologies, and collaborative strategies. It's a great topic, but before we get into it, could you tell us a little bit about Multivista Oman?
Sure. Multivista Oman, we are part of Multivista Group, and we represent Rockwell as the authorized distributor in multiple geographies, right from Asia Pacific and the Middle East and Africa region. So we work with our customers to bring global technologies from Rockwell Automation, and being local, we make sure our customers are able to use and adapt to these technologies.
It's an amazing partnership, and I know that you guys are working on so many remarkable projects. Let's get into the topic. In your opinion, what are the most significant sustainability trends shaping the oil and gas and wastewater industries today, and how are these trends influencing operational strategies?
Sure. So the most significant sustainable transformation technologies, significantly in the process industries, when it comes to oil and gas, water, wastewater, we are mostly engaged in the decarbonization, digital transformation. We also are working on the circular economy and mostly on renewable energy integration, right? So, for example, decarbonization is widely adopted. We see that in our region, people work on carbon capture, utilization, and storage technologies. Alongside, there is a major push for the hydrogen, which is both green and blue hydrogen. So we see that our customers are now pushed to adapt to sustainable practices. That's on the oil and gas side. When it comes to water and wastewater, we have leakage technologies, better use of resources. We are seeing that on the transmission and distribution, there has been newer technologies adapted in the water and wastewater industry.
Excellent context, Thiago, thank you for that. Tell me, how are companies in these sectors addressing challenges such as water scarcity, carbon emissions, and waste management while maintaining profitability and compliance?
Sure. So we see that customers are investing in advanced technologies. So for example, in the water space, we see there are several new aspects of advanced water technologies being implemented. We are fortunate to be part of several of these customer engagements where we see that customers realize benefits when it comes to adopting these newer technologies. So we have several case studies where customers have been able to provide us their return on investment, which is very positive when it comes to taking these and going into a wider audience of customers. So same way, if you see the carbon capture when it comes to the oil and gas space, we see that customers are able to adapt to what they have in this space and benefit in terms of their returns in this particular space.
Tiago, that's really interesting because it can't be just sustainability for sustainability's sake. It has to drive the business, right? It has to, that's critical.
Yep.
You've mentioned technologies, innovative technologies like artificial intelligence, predictive analytics. They're gaining traction in industrial operations, but how do you see these tools transforming sustainability in these efforts for process industries?
Sure. So we see that technologies such as artificial intelligence and predictive analytics being adopted rapidly with our process industry customers. So for example, the amount of data which is right now coming in from the IoT sensors is in millions and billions, right? So artificial intelligence, we see that it helps customers to organize this data, provide them with more actionable insights, and then customers are able to take decisions faster. So earlier this used to be on spreadsheets and how we have been adapting ourselves to AI. So we see that the way it's currently working in the commercial side, also in the industrial space, customers are able to optimize their production process by taking artificial intelligence into their scope. Similarly, when it comes to predictive maintenance, we see that a small application such as condition monitoring system, right, it helps them in terms of increasing the life of their assets, and we see that people are able to reuse certain assets which they weren't doing in the past. Now this also impacts sustainability in a huge way.
Absolutely. Yagu, digital transformation is often cited as a catalyst for sustainability. What role do integrated automation and data solutions play in enabling smarter, more sustainable operations?
Sure. So there's no better place than this automation fair, which provides the insights for customers. So we have seen Rockwell Technologies, right? So being a partner to Rockwell, we've seen that a plant packs distributed control system helping one of our water customer optimize their chemical management and the reagents, thereby improving the throughput of the entire process. So that was very visible to us, and we've been able to take this technology to a wider audience of the water and wastewater segment. And certain things like the wastewater industry has a lot of chemicals, right? So these have to be managed efficiently, and these are also expensive. So we are able to see that utilizing some of our artificial intelligence capabilities and libraries which are now built into the plant packs system is directly providing customers insights into their overall process. So whether it's a desalination or it's a water treatment and a wastewater treatment process. And similarly, when it comes to oil and gas space, we have large assets. So there are large pumps which are being used in the overall oil and gas upstream, midstream and downstream. Now these assets have traditionally been managed remotely, where people have to find what's happening with those things by sending people or through very basic measurement technologies. So right now, by adopting artificial intelligence into things like, for example, Guardian AI, right? So it's able to teach the own system and tell the customer, what's going to happen to that particular asset over a period of time. And now we bring in this data into our predictive maintenance solutions and tell the customer that you need to, say order a bearing for a pump, at the right time. So we see that this is also helping customers reduce their inventory, right? So we earlier think it's more into the process of production, but we are seeing that it is able to attack the overall operations of a customer. So they are able to bring in just-in-time inventory through their overall inventory management process or the asset management process. So that's like very visible to customers and to us, that these new technologies such as artificial intelligence and predictive analytics are straight away hitting the bottom line of customers' business. So ultimately, people are there in the business to make money, and when they are able to see these technologies adapting to what they are doing as process, it really helps the overall situation.
It's listening to what you're describing, it sounds like almost a step on the journey to autonomous operations. When I hear remote monitoring, when I hear the predictive analytics, when I hear these technologies interconnecting and driving insights, so interesting, Tiago. Thank you for that.
Sure.
All right, one more question if I could.
Sure.
Looking ahead, what emerging innovations or collaborative frameworks do you think will have the greatest impact on advancing sustainability in process industries over the next, let's say, decade?
Great question, right? So we have been fortunate to work in an environment where our customers are forward-looking, right? So they are not hesitant to adapting to new technologies. Now, we are there at the emergence of a completely new business model where AI is playing a pivotal role in the operations of our customers. So earlier, sustainability was more of an add-on. But right now we see customers have made it a routine to incorporate sustainability practices into their business model, right? So if they are coming up with a business strategy for the year, we see that artificial intelligence driven solutions are part of their business model. So we see that over the next decade, things like carbon capture are no longer an option, it's no longer an initiative, but it's a basic requirement for business, right? Water reuse, right, to attack water scarcity, that's going to be a major driver. For example, we see smart metering, right? So smart metering earlier was an option, but right now that's a basic need. So right from me as a consumer, right, I would like to understand what's the behavior of my water use, just the way we were doing with energy earlier, right? So we see that these technologies would go a long way in terms of helping customers meet their sustainability goals. Things like green hydrogen, blue hydrogen, over a period of time are going to be used as part of the feedstock, right, as part of their storage, and then provide emerging and alternate energy options, for the production process. It's no longer going to be the traditional energies, but there's going to be a lot of renewable and alternate energies which are going to impact our customers' operations in the process area.
That's great, Tiago. Thank you. And congratulations on all the success that you're having in Multivista. We really appreciate you joining us in the studio. I don't think we have any more parting words, so I think we'll close it down. But again, always a pleasure. Thank you for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you so much, Stan. It's always a pleasure being here and sharing what our customers are looking at so that Rockwell can develop newer products and technologies to meet our market requirements. Thank you so much.
And thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about industrial automation and digital transformation, visit rockwellautomation.com.